Good morning, guys. Good morning. Cool beans. Maybe I'll put that in there. I am not sure. I don't need this in there. I have an advent calendar from my favorite sticker designer, and I think I'm going to open up all the stickers. It's a 24-day advent calendar. Today is day 13, and it's clearly stickers all from one collection. This was yesterday's sticker. I think I just want to open up all of them. I think I'm probably going to do that later off camera. I have no chill when it comes to stickers. So that's probably, ouch, my little book tower came tumbling down. That's probably going to happen again. I've got a lot of books to sign today, which is a great problem to have. I did a live TikTok, Instagram, and no, just those two. I did a live selling yesterday that went really well, and I've got a stack of books that I need to sign and get into the mail, which is, like I said, a really great problem to have. And I'm waking up still. Today is my sleep in day, and I slept in until 7, which really feels decadent to me because I'm an early bird person, and I'm up with the sun. And I stayed in bed until 7:30, which is really, really decadent. But this story is calling me, and I wanted to get back. I wanted to start writing it because I am just in love with the story so much. It is making me so happy. Today, if you are new to any of my channels, good morning. My name's Ines. I write kissing books. I have been, I write mostly paranormal and fantasy, romance stories, and I have a regular writing schedule every day, Monday through Thursday, because I take Fridays off from writing. Monday through Thursday from 8 to 11:30ish. I write with a group of other author friends who are all full-time authors who, this was even before COVID, we all started to just write together because we weren't going into an office anymore. And I'm a very structured person. If you're a Clifton Strengths person, my number one strength is discipline. I like to do the same thing over and over again. But my number two strength is achiever. Even though I like to do the same thing over and over again, I need to have a reward. I need to be rewarded. I need to be patted on the head. And I've developed ways to satisfy my achiever. I don't have it near me, it's on the other side of the room, but I have bullet journals, and you probably want to see. I'm gonna go grab it. It's not that far away. And I hope take any reason to show off my bullet journals. So I do the same thing every day from 8 a.m. until 11:30ish. I write I write whatever it is, whatever stories it is that I'm writing. I have 3 different pen names. My sweet Sinead Johnson pen name. Do I have any Sinead books around? I do. My sweet Sinead Johnson pen name writes clean and wholesome military romances. She is taking a year off. She owes her readers 1 book, which nobody is asking me for. Everybody loves these first books that I wrote, and these books are making me bank every single day. Finding new readers, people are rereading them and talking about them. I struck gold with those first books, and I've been trying to recreate that lightning. And people are always like, they go back to the original books. What is my point? My point is that I write a lot. So Sinead's taking a hiatus. I owe my readers 1 book, but like I said, nobody is yelling at me for it. So I'll get to it when I get to it. And then I started a new pen name because I had time and I needed to fill it. So I started a new pen name in the summer of 2025, and that was a later in life pen name because I'm in my late 40s, and I joined the dating area, the dating apps and the dating scene, and promptly went back to my couch. It's like, I'm good. And my son is awake. Sorry, it's Saturday morning. Hey son, I'm on a live stream. But that wasn't working out for me. So but it was funny. The things that were happening were funny, and I wanted to write about them. So what I decided to do is I decided to write a later in life pen name, but later in life romance. So it's kind of women's fiction, but it's women's fiction with romance, with a romantic subplot. I don't really even like calling it a subplot, but it is, because the A plot is typically the sisterhoods, and the B plot is the romance with the guy. So I've been writing for her, and yeah, this. So I reward myself with stickers. So I get, every time I write, I get stickers, and that satisfies my achiever, because I'm doing the same thing over and over every day, and I give myself stickers. So every sticker is worth 500 words, and you see I wrote a lot in August. That's September. What was I writing? I was still writing. Jem Johnson is my later in life pen name. And then I went to Australia. Yeah, I went to Australia, but I was still writing. I wrote a lot after my Australia trip. And November, what was I doing in November? I was revising, I guess. Yeah, I was revising. I was revising a lot of the Jem books, which came out very clean. I think when you're really putting yourself into the books, and you're not necessarily just making everything up, but you're working things out in your books, I think they might come a little bit easier, and they might come a little bit cleaner. So the Jem Johnson books came out really clean, and so there wasn't a lot of new words that I was getting. But now I am working on, I'm supposed to be working on another Jem book, but I'm just so into this Dragon Shifter romance that I'm writing, and those are my stickers for the Dragon Shifter romance that I've been writing. But that's how I reward myself, with my number one discipline that likes to do the same thing over and over again every day. I will eat the same things. I will wear the same things. I don't need that kind of variety. But I want to be rewarded, and the way that I will reward myself is with the stickers. Let me not go too far. So I am working on this Dragon Shifter romance, and I'm allowing myself to work on it because from 8 to 11:30ish, I write with my friends Monday through Thursday, and most of us take Friday as an admin day. But what I decided to do, since I was so excited to start this dragon book, is I got up and I got to the desk, really. I got to the desk an hour early, so I've been getting up and getting to the desk at 7 a.m. in the morning and writing for about an hour in the dragon manuscript, which is about a chapter a day for me and my speed. And I was so excited that I wanted to write on Friday, and I wanted to write on Saturday. I try to be really strict and keep my Sundays to just a planning day. If that's the most that I can do, is have a planning day. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I am about to write soon. I'm just kind of warming up the brain, having a little chat. Made a little bit of chai tea. Oh, it's still hot. It's not drinkable just yet. And if you've been hanging out with me, you know that when I start my work, what I like to do the night before, the day before, usually at the end of the writing session, is I start to take notes. I learned this from Rachel Aaron's, A-A-R-O-N, because there's a Rachel Aaron and a Rachel Herron. But Rachel Aaron wrote this book, 2K to 50K. And it's a short, tiny little book, but I swear it's changed so many authors' lives. But one of the things that she talks about in that book was this pyramid. And in the pyramid, I can't remember all of the things that she said in the pyramid, but the one that struck me, two things that struck me, was the candy bar scenes. Make sure there's something in the scene that you're excited to write. If you're not excited about something in the scene, something's wrong, and you need to sit down and wait until you are excited. She also talks about, I can't remember what else she said, but it was basically just kind of pre-write that scene. But what I added to it was that I will write, what's the purpose of this scene? Because I think in structure. I don't call myself a pantser, even though some people might, but I would take offense to that. I am a plotter, but I don't like that being an adjective about me. I've always thought that's weird, because a plot to me is a noun. What is the plot of the story? And what I learned, because I'm trained as a screenwriter for television mostly. I'm trained as a screenwriter, but I worked in television. I didn't work in film. I worked in television. So I learned episodic television. And what I learned was that there's a structure to storytelling. So there's no such word as a pantser in screenwriting, you have to work through the structure, and the structure is there to make sure that everybody is going to succeed. And we have partnerships once upon a time in television where we had to have commercial breaks. So there was a structure to everything. And that's what I understand. I understand the structure. So I'm a structuralist. So whenever I sit down to write a book, I'm looking for the plot, the noun, because I know that an action adventure romance has a particular plot structure to it. I know that a paranormal romance has a particular plot structure to it. So that's what I'm looking for. And I don't really say that I'm plotting, because I just look for the structure and then I lay my story over top of it, because even though we're all working with the same building blocks, we all bring our own personality, our own character, ideas, our own ways that we're going to get those characters to solve their problems. We bring that to it. So the structure is, people get afraid of that word formulaic, but that formula is there because it works. So I believe in the formula. That is my goddess. All that to say that whenever before I sit down and I write a scene, I want to understand what's going on in that scene. And for me, that's the scene purpose, the GMC, and the twist. So I do that before I write any chapter. So I know this is kind of far away, but you can kind of see what I'm saying. But on all of my chapters, before I start writing, I will figure out what is the scene purpose, the goal, motivation, and conflict, and the twist of the scene. So the scene that I'm writing, yesterday, this is a romantasy heist, and I started writing the heist portion of the romantasy yesterday. If you were to, I have a blog called Ines Johnson is Having a Breakdown, and it's over on Substack. I spent the novel writing month outlining this book, and you could see day by day what I was working on. Hi there, Emma. I am streaming about writing my next romantasy novel, and I'm talking right now about the structure of a heist. So I went and I studied heist films, and I tried to figure out, well, what's the structure of a heist story, not necessarily film. And that's what I broke down. A lot of this is from a lecture. I can't remember who gave the lecture, but a lot of this came from a lecture. And then I watched a lot of heist films, because that's how my brain likes to learn, and I confirmed it. So a heist starts with Act 1 is the planning stage. Act 2 is the execution, and then Act 3 is the escape and the resolution. So the heist is within my romantasy dragon story. So I did the planning in Act 1. I did the planning early on. So my heroine, this story is about a dragon shapeshifter who found his fated mate in her past life. And he only got to spend one day with her. It was one perfect day, and the two of them were so happy, but it was on the day that she died. So he knew this is a world where beings reincarnate. So he knew she'd be back. So he's waited a few hundred years, and she's finally reborn. And he goes to her cradle because she's been reborn, and he looks in the cradle and he sees this weak, frail body, kind of distorted infant, and he's gut punched because he's been waiting all these years, and this child is not going to survive the night. And so he abandons her. She does not die. She lives, even though she grows up, and she is frail, and she has issues with her back. She has what we would call scoliosis for a reason. But she wants revenge, because this was her soulmate, and he was supposed to stay, and he was supposed to take care of her, and he did not. And so she is plotting revenge, and her revenge is going to involve a heist where she's going to steal something from him. So we got her chapters where she's planning this heist, and you're seeing that she's the smartest person in the room, and everyone kind of looks down on her because she is not physically the best specimen. Now I'm in the execution phase. So I started the heist yesterday, and now I'm going to continue the heist. So what happens in a heist, I was so smart and I put myself a tab. So what happens in a heist is the heist begins and the plan goes into action, and you start navigating the initial steps. And I broke down what the initial steps are going to be in that heist. I had her plan it out loud. So now we're in the heist, and there's going to be complications and adaptations because things are going to go wrong and the plan is going to change. And that's what's happening right now. The initial things that she thought was going to happen is going wrong, and she's having to shift the plan in the middle of things. So that's what I started yesterday. The first thing went wrong, and she's like, not a problem. I got this. I planned for every eventuality, but she hasn't planned for the eventuality of the dragon actually being there. So today we're dealing with the complications and the adaptations. So my scene purpose for today is the complications and the adaptations that she's going to have to do because of the heist. Her goal is to steal this object from the dragon. Her motivation is to get revenge on the dragon for abandoning her when he was supposed to be there for her at birth. The conflict is that the dragon is the initial conflict is that there's going to be someone there that's not supposed to be there. And then the twist of this chapter is that not only is someone there that's not supposed to be there, the dragon is also there, and she did not plan for this. So that's what I'm working on today to continue this chapter and to finish out the first part of the heist. So we are going to start our timer. So I'm going to do a 25-minute sprint. I'm going to open up the manuscript because, you know, that's always a good idea. I can't write in silence. I think that something is going wrong when I hear silence. I'm going to turn this down though, because I heard the playback and it sounds like someone screaming on the playback. And if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them, but I'll answer them, after the 25 minutes are up, because I'm trying to make sure that I am in the scene, because I find that when I'm in the scene and I write uninterrupted, that's when I get into the flow state that writers will talk about. So we are going to be in chapter 9. All right, let's get started. Hopefully my chai tea is cooled off a bit after all that chatting. Perfect. Oh, I'm awake now. I am awake now. All right. And I took notes, didn't I? I did. I took notes. Oh, I'm so kind to myself. And I wanted to. Okay. Don't like writing with my watch on. All right. Okay. Mary likes the wars that get to the throne room. Excuse me. Okay, throne room. I'm getting there. I did. Okay. 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 Ooh, this might be 3 chapters. Oh my goodness. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm working it out. I think I can fit it all in this chapter. Yeah, I think I can do it. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Yeah, I should be able to fit it all in this chapter. We'll see. Let's see. Excuse me. I'll fix it. This is first draft. I will fix it. Move. everybody talking to me? Sorry. That's good. Okay, okay. Calm down. It's not. It's not bad. Okay. 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 Yes. 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 This is okay. So I'm not done. Okay. Yeah, we definitely can fit the other part of this in here. All right. Let me pause the coffeetivity, and that's going. Okay. Hi everybody who's just joining me. My timer is about to go out on my first 25-minute sprint of the day. I'm gonna do one more 25-minute sprint. There it goes. I'm gonna get one more 25-minute sprint, and I'm just making sure that y'all are all good. Thank you, Loba. My children did the wall. Is that what you're looking at? No, you're looking at the shelves, or you see the wall. You see the wall, the paintings that me and my children did that. I have a couple of series like that where me and my kids will paint. I have two adult children; they're in their 20s. But we all painted the exact same thing, and you can see our personalities in what we painted. It's my favorite thing. I love when both of my kids are together. They are world travelers. But when we're together, I love doing things like doing a painting or doing a piece of artwork. Um, and then you could see all of our different personalities in there. There's some behind here you can't really see, and I'm not gonna try. But we all painted a woman, and the books are covering it up now. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Thank you so much for the compliment. And my friends over on Stack are just chilling. Hi guys. Hopefully you guys are getting some words. Let me tell you where I am. So I've got this chapter. My heist has started, and I'm in the section of the heist where there's complications and adaptations. So they had to break into a castle. They had to break into the dragon's castle. And they got the intel that the castle guards were going to be doubling in anticipation of the dragon returning. So my heroine, who is trying to get revenge against the dragon, she knew that she needed to do this heist sooner rather than later, because once the dragon came, that it was going to be hard for her to try and steal directly from the dragon when he's in present. So she got the intel that the guards would not be doubling. The guards would be doubling in a couple of nights. And so she's coming before the guards are doubling. But once she gets there, there are no guards. There are absolutely no guards there. And they're all like, what? WTF? But she says, no, we have to go. This is the only time that we can steal this artifact and I can exact my revenge. And she's kind of a Robin Hood character. She robs from the rich and gives to the poor. But this is a world of where people get reincarnated. And so she's actually robbing from the descendants of like someone who built their wealth, but their descendants don't want to share that wealth when the person is reincarnated. So she's stealing that wealth that rightfully belongs to the reincarnated person. And so she is a reincarnate herself. She was once a queen, but that was all taken away from her when the dragon rejected her at birth. And she is going to steal the one thing from the castle that she built in her past life that the dragon now lives in. She's going to steal the one thing that can bring the dragon down. So she gets into the castle. They break the wards. This is a heist, so they have a crew. They have muscle. They have a getaway driver. They have a ward breaker. So they have a spy master. They've got everything that they need, and the ward breaker breaks the wards. They get into the castle. She's having memories of her past life because um, a lot of, and thank you guys, it's really helping me to talk this out. Thank you for listening to me. Because usually I'm talking to my girlfriends who are the writers that I write with on Monday through Thursday at 7. I usually talk this stuff out with them. So lending me your ear, just knowing you guys are here is really helping me. My heroine, what was I talking about? Got lost. She's reincarnated. Oh, so one of the things that inspired me to write this story is I started to watch. I got the great courses. Me and my daughter, we love like masterclass. We love watching documentaries, and I bought the great courses, a subscription to the great courses. I used to work at National Geographic. That was my first job out of college, well, my second job out of college. I worked at National Geographic Television. I worked at the Discovery Channel. I love documentaries. So I bought us a subscription to the great courses. And one of the ones that I watched, it was called Queens. I can't remember exactly what it's called. And if I go on Prime, I'm probably going to get distracted. But it was this amazing documentary. Hang on, because I want you to know it, because in case you're interested. It's Queens Warriors and something. Warriors, Queens, and Intellectuals. That's what it's called. It's the great courses, Warriors, Queens, and Intellectuals. And I started to watch this documentary. It's like maybe 30 parts. I didn't even get through all of the parts before I was just disgusted. Because, man, how many parts is it? Because I do want to finish watching it, because it's even though I was disgusted, it was amazing. There's 36 parts. But what kept getting repeated over and over again is that there would be these matriarchal societies, and society would thrive under these matriarchies. And then inevitably, and this was in societies across the world happening independent of each other, there would be these matriarchal societies where things were thriving, and then some man would get it in his head that if I start to pair bond everyone and make them get into a marriage, I can control everybody more. I can be able to tax everybody for them to give me money. It was like methodical, and every society had this thought, and this dissolved these matriarchal societies and would replace them with patriarchy. And I am not like someone who's going out, and I live near Washington D.C. I'm not someone who's going out like down with the patriarchy. But after watching, I think I got to episode 6 when I started to see this is the same thing over and over and over again. Yeah, I got to like episode 8. Yeah, I was on Julia Mesa controls an unusual emperor. That's where I was. But it kept happening over and over again. It happened with another Julia, another Roman Julia, disobeys Emperor Augustus. It happened, what's the one? The Trung sisters of Vietnam. That gutted me. And then it happened again with Boadicea. Anyway, my point being that I wanted to put that in here. So my heroine was a queen in the past, and she ran a matriarchal society. And then I'm very slowly introducing in here that society broke down and patriarchy basically took it over. And so a lot of the records of her are gone, and she can't remember a lot of things. When people are reborn, it takes them a while for their memories to come back. And one of the things, an unspoken rule, especially of so there's mortals in this world, and then there's also mortals who die more frequently, and immortals who it might take thousands of years before they have a rebirth. One of the things the immortals have basically said is don't try to tell somebody about their past life. It never works out well. They need to figure it out for themselves. Their brain needs to allow, their brain, their spirit, their soul basically needs to come back to that reckoning. And so my heroine, she does not remember a lot of her past life, but when she walks back into this castle, she's starting to remember things. Anyway, I said all that to say the part that I'm working on right now is she walks into this castle that the dragon has had, that used to be hers, that the dragon has had for a couple of centuries, and he has basically taken her throne room and put all his hoarded treasure in there. And so her friends, who are all thieves because they go around robbing the rich and giving to the poor, they see this treasure and they lose focus. That's where I am right now. They see this treasure and they lose focus. So I need her to end this chapter. I need her to get them back on focus. I had talked a bit in the last chapter about them saying, you deserve this. We are doing this for you. You help everybody else. This is your time to be selfish, and we're going to help you be selfish and make it all about you. But then as soon as they walk into this throne room with all of this treasure, they're like, So I need her to pull rank and be like, didn't y'all just say a minute ago that I get to be selfish? So she's going to pull that kind of rank. And then my conflict is going to happen. And the conflict is that there is someone there guarding the treasure, and he is going to let them know that the dragon is here, and that's how I'm going to end the chapter. That's the last piece of this chapter that I need to get to. So those 3 parts, that's what I need to write. I can definitely do that in 25 minutes, friends. I can probably do it in less than 25 minutes, but that's the time frame that I'm going to give myself. So again, I just want to thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me. Thank you for listening to me. Hi, Frack. Oh, I know who that is. Hi. Thank you for joining me and hanging out. I'm going to start the timer again. I'm going to get to the end of the scene, and then I'm going to come and I'm going to work on to do that same thing that I do, the scene purpose for the next scene that I'm going to write on Monday. I'm taking Sunday off. The scene purpose that I'm going to write for Monday's scene, the goal, motivation, conflict, and the twist. The twist is what will get you to turn the page to the next chapter. And I don't always know the twist, and I don't always nail it in the first draft, but that's okay. I know that it's supposed to be there. At least in my system, it's supposed to be there. Let me close out Prime Video. I don't need to be looking at that. I'm going to turn Positivity back on because that tells I light a candle. I didn't light a candle. I light a candle, I turn on Positivity, and then that tells my brain it's time to work. So let's get to work. And I'm going to light a candle because I just realized that I did it. I also apologize in advance. My son is awake and he's loud. I can hear him. You guys probably can't, but I can hear him. I also need a tissue. All right, where are we? We are going to be selfish. That's what we're doing. Back into the chapter. Writing is fun. It's the first draft. It's not gonna be perfect. Calm down. All right. I think I got. I don't like the end. Let me think about it. Let me distract myself. Is anybody chatting with me? No, nobody's chatting. Hi guys, if you're just joining me, we're doing 25-minute writing sprints as I write a chapter a day, except for Sunday, of my upcoming Dragon Romantasy. If you're interested in seeing the whole outline of the story that I'm writing, I have a blog called Ines Johnson is Having a Breakdown. You can just Google schmoogle that and it'll take you to where that blog is, and you can see the whole outline that I wrote in November along with my thought process of how to do it. I am at the end of today's chapter and I just don't like how I've ended it, but I never do. I never like my endings in first draft. But I always fix it. I'm a great fixer. I'm a great fixer. Hi, thank you so much. Okay, come on. Finish it up so that you can go sit on the couch. I get to sit on the couch and then I've got to work out because there's a lot of sitting in writing, so I have to work out. This is a standing desk and I have a standing treadmill. I have like a small little standing desk treadmill, but I moved it away. That's not important. I'm stalling. I am absolutely stalling because I'm at the end of this chapter. Ignore me. Okay, I can fix this. I don't have to fix it completely, but I can fix it enough that I can let it go. Okay, just know that I'm streaming for the next 20 minutes. Okay, I can do that. No. Is that what I wanted? I don't think that's what I wanted. I wanted this, but we're not gonna know that. Yes. It could be over that quickly. Is there anything else I need to get in here? Yeah. Okay, yeah, okay. I got it all under control. Wait, so then. I could do this. You know, I do need that now. I do need that now. I think that's it. I think that's it. Ah, calm down. I think that's it. I think I've done it. I think I did. I think I did. So I just, oh, what did I do? I set the timer wrong. I have no idea. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I finished that chapter, but I'm gonna take a couple of minutes to build for tomorrow's chapter. Just making sure I'm not ignoring anybody's questions. No one's asking questions. Hopefully y'all are getting work done. I've got to chat for just a second. I want to talk out loud. So after, hang on, a couple of things to do. First, you go there. It's not perfect, but that's okay. It's first draft. I'm just reminding myself. It's first draft. I'm not perfect. I do not have to be perfect until second or third draft. That scene turned into 1,654 words. I only keep that tally because I get stickers for it. Okay, so tomorrow, I think, not tomorrow, Sunday. Not Sunday, Monday. Monday, I think I'm going to be out of Act 1. I think. We'll see. 11. This is Duke. And this is, so I'm in the part of the heist. This is also the meet cute. So I'm in the part of the heist. So in the heist, remember, there's the planning stage, which has the catalyst, the reason why the heist is introduced. Okay, Coffee Activity, I'm good. I appreciate you though. Thank you. In the heist, there's the planning stage, which is kind of Act 1, where there's a catalyst, the reason that the heist is introduced. You assemble the team, you scout when you prepare. To do the heist, the plan is revealed. Then in Act 2, the execution of the heist begins, the plan is put into action, and you see the initial steps. Then there are complications and adaptations, which is what I just did. There's a climax, a ticking clock, which I introduced a ticking clock, but I really am at the climax. And the climax is the high stakes sequence of final obstacle, which leads to the success or failure. That's what I'm about to write. The climax of the heist, but it's also the meet cute of the romance, where the dragon and my heroine come face to face for the first time since the prologue, where he rejected her as an infant. So this is the heist climax. I'm gonna call the chapter Adhesion. I had this really weird quirk where I don't name my chapters, like chapter 1, chapter 2, and in the first draft, I name it by the structure point that it is of the outline. And the purpose of this scene is going to be the heist climax, as well as the meet cute between the hero and the heroine, because she is going, my heroine, they come into the throne room. She's trying to convince her friends not to steal from the throne room, that they're there because they're trying to steal the thing that she needs to steal for revenge. And then they find out that the dragon is here. And that scene ends with the dragon took the thing that she needs to bed with him. So she has to go and confront him there. So we're gonna go into his perspective in this next chapter, and he's going to sense that someone is there with him. He constantly dreams of her from from her past life, when they spent that one perfect day together and then she died. And he has convinced himself that he thinks she's dead in this new incarnation. He thinks she's dead because she was a frail baby. He was like, she's not going to make it through the night. So he's been gone all of her life, basically waging a campaign to achieve godhood, because he doesn't want to deal with mortality anymore. He thinks love makes you weak. There's no real reason for him to have a soulmate. He had one perfect day of it and he's good. He's like, I want to be a god now. I don't want to have to deal with any of this anymore. So he's basically been on a campaign to achieve godhood. And he believes that he's going to achieve godhood by that book that she's after. That's going to help him achieve godhood. So he took it to bed with him. He came back to the castle for it, and he took it to bed with him because he thinks that he has pretty much done everything that he's supposed to achieve godhood. So the scene purpose of the scene that I'm going to write on Monday is, this is the heist climax, and it's also the meet cute. We're in the hero's POV, so his goal, his immediate goal, well, his long-term goal is to achieve godhood, because he's really achieved he got the book, and now he knows that the next thing that he needs to do is he needs to contact the goddess who made him. His motivation, okay, so maybe his goal is actually rest. Maybe. I get these wrong a lot of times, and once I get into the scene, then I really figure them out. But I like to have a plan going in because his motivation is godhood. That's his motivation with all this stuff. So he's trying to rest. He hasn't rested in a while. The conflict is he senses someone near, and that someone is Benny, who he thinks is dead. And the twist is going to be that it's Benny is alive. I'm not sure how long this chapter is going to go. I'm not sure if she's going to get away from him in this chapter or not. We're just going to see how it goes. But that's what I know that I need to start. Okay, I'm done. Are you out, son? I guess he's out. That's what I need to start, but I'm not going to write this tomorrow. I'm taking the day off because I do think that we do need a day off, because I'm always raring to go on Sunday because I usually rest. I'm always raring to go on Monday because I usually rest. I usually rest Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't really write, but I just am so excited about writing this book. Anyway, I am probably going to do a little bit of decoration in the bullet journal because this page is very empty, where you can see I like to play with stickers, and it just, my brain, it's something that my brain enjoys, and I let myself do it. Okay, I'm done for the day. I really don't have any other work that I have to do at all. I am going to give myself stickers though. I wrote 1,600 words. I get 3 stickers. Oh, I love the bling. I love these are like $1 on Amazon, but I can't, the only way I can earn them is to write, and it just makes me so happy to see the bling. Look at that. Watch your eyes. It's gonna sparkle. You gotta have fun. Writing is hard work. So you gotta have some fun. Okay. This is done. I'm gonna get myself some stickers. Wait, do I have stickers in here? I do. I'm gonna put a whole bunch of stickers in there. I did, but I don't know if I want any of these stickers. Hang on. Let me see. Do I want any of these stickers? We've got some boba tea. I don't know that that's really... Ooh, these could work. These are Marigana Suli stickers. Yeah, these are Marigana Suli stickers. Or I can play with these. There's a dragon here. I think I'm going to play with these. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play with these stickers, which you guys probably don't care to see. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go sit on the couch and play with my stickers. And thank you for hanging out with me this Sunday. I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the ear to bounce stuff off. I will be back on Monday at 7 a.m. Eastern time if you want to write live with me. I wait until my son leaves for the day because I don't know if I'm probably the only one that could hear him, but he is loud. But I have to enjoy it because, like I said, I was telling you earlier, my children are travelers. My daughter is getting ready to go and spend 6 months to a year in Vietnam teaching. So I'm going to see her like over the holidays, and then she's going to be gone across the world. My son is here. He's extended his stay. He was supposed to have left in January to go back to Ghana, West Africa, where his father lives, but he just said he's going to stay a little bit longer. I think he's having a lot of fun with his friends from high school. So he said he's going to stay a little bit longer. He's working and he's making US dollars because the US dollar converts very nicely over in Ghana. So I need to enjoy it because my children, they are not homebodies at all, whereas I am. Okay, that's enough chit chat. I'm gonna go play with my stickers and finish my tea, and I should probably have breakfast, nourish my body and all that other good stuff. But I'm gonna get out of your hair. Again, I appreciate you guys. I will see you if you want to come back. I'll see you at 7 a.m. on Monday. Bye, guys. Thanks again. I really appreciate you guys.